Did you know that a plant used by ancient Egyptians for wellness can still be found in our medicine cabinets today? In today's video, we'll dive into the fascinating world of Senna, a natural remedy with a history as rich as its uses. From its origins in the land of pharaohs to your local pharmacy shelf, Senna has been a go-to solution. Are you curious about how a simple leaf can be so powerful? Stay tuned as we unfold the secrets of Senna and why it's crucial to use it wisely. Senna is from a plant called Senna alexandrina, and this refers to the fruit or the leaf of this plant. In the United States, Senna is a well-known laxative, specifically for short-term relief of constipation. The way Senna works is interesting. It's full of chemicals that are known as sennosides. These sennosides irritate the lining of your bowels, and this irritation is what helps us by causing a laxative effect. Apart from being a laxative, Senna is also FDA approved as an over-the-counter medicine. Some people use Senna for issues like irritable bowel syndrome, hemorrhoids, and even weight loss. However, it's important to know that there's not much scientific proof for these uses. Senna tea is quite popular as well. Many people see it as a laxative, a weight loss aid, and even a detox solution. However, when it comes to these benefits, especially for weight loss and detox, there's again not very much scientific support. The only strong evidence is for its use in treating constipation. When we talk about the Senna used in most products, there are two main types: Cassia acutifolia and Cassia angustifolia. These might sound like complex names, but they are commonly known as Alexandrian Senna and Indian Senna. Now let's talk about where Senna comes from. It's originally from Egypt, the land of the pharaohs. But it's not just an ancient remedy, it's grown all over the world now. Countries like India and Somalia are also known for growing Senna. Before you consider rushing to try Senna for various health benefits, there's something crucial you need to know. You might have heard about or seen skinny teas or tea toxes that contain Senna. These products claim to boost metabolism and aid in weight loss, but here's the problem. There's no scientific evidence that supports using Senna tea for detox, cleansing, or weight loss. In fact, turning to Senna tea for these purposes can be a bit risky. Let's understand why it can be risky. Senna is not meant for frequent or long-term use. If you use it too much, it can change how your bowel tissues function normally, and it might even lead to a dependence on laxative. That is definitely not something anybody wants to be a part of. And here's another startling fact. A recent study involving over 10,000 women found that those who used laxatives for weight loss were 6 times more likely to develop an eating disorder of some sort. This is a major health concern, and it highlights the risk of misusing products like Senna for weight loss. If you're looking to lose weight, remember that the safest and most effective way is through dietary and lifestyle changes. Relying on supplements or laxatives like Senna tea is not the answer. Now let's uncover the mystery behind how Senna works its magic. Senna tea's most common use is to kickstart bowel movements and help with constipation. So how does it actually work? The secret lies in the Senna leaves themselves. They contain what are known as Senna glycosides, or more simply, sennosides. These compounds have a special way of working in our bodies. Sennosides cannot be absorbed directly into your digestive tract. Instead, the bacteria in your gut get to work on them. As they break down the sennosides, something interesting happens. This process mildly irritates the cells in your colon, and while this might sound a little bit scary, it's actually a good thing in this case. This irritation is what triggers movement in your intestines, leading to that laxative effect you need when you're constipated. You might be surprised to learn that Senna isn't just in teas. It's actually an active ingredient in many well-known over-the-counter laxative medications. For most people, after taking Senna, it takes about 6 to 12 hours to have a bowel movement. Did you know that Senna tea is sometimes used in preparation for medical procedures? Specifically, it's used by some people to get ready for colonoscopies. The idea here is to use its laxative effect to clear out the colon, so doctors have a clear view during the procedure. Another interesting use of Senna tea is for relief from hemorrhoid discomfort. Let's talk a bit about what hemorrhoids really are. Hemorrhoids are swollen veins and tissues in the lower rectum, and they can be pretty troublesome, leading to cause bleeding, pain, and itching. One of the major causes of hemorrhoids is chronic constipation, and even minor constipation can irritate them if they already exist. So here's where Senna tea comes into the picture. Some people have found that its laxative effect can help relieve the discomfort that's associated with hemorrhoids. But, and this is important, the effectiveness of Senna tea for this particular use has not been thoroughly studied. So while it might offer some relief for some people, we don't actually have solid scientific evidence to back this up fully. When used correctly, Senna tea is a great short-term treatment for constipation. The side effects in these cases are usually mild. However, if you use Senna for a long time or in large quantities, it can be a different story. This can lead to dependency or even liver issues. Common side effects of Senna tea include stomach discomfort, cramps, diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, and bloating. Remember, if you try Senna and notice any side effects, it's important to stop taking it and talk to your healthcare provider. Long-term use of Senna, especially in high doses, is linked to some serious health problems like liver injury, electrolyte disturbances, and changes in your heart rhythm. For example, there was a case where a woman drank a liter of Senna tea daily for over 3 years and ended up with acute liver failure. This is why it's recommended to use Senna for only 1 week before taking a break from using it. Senna tea is generally safe for most adults and children over 12 years of age. The most common side effects are usually mild, but they can include stomach cramps, nausea, and diarrhea. Also, be aware of allergic reactions. If you ever have had a reaction to Senna, it's best to just avoid it overall. Senna should only be used as a short-term remedy for constipation, ideally not more than 7 consecutive days unless your healthcare provider says otherwise. Remember, long-term intake can cause laxative dependence, electrolyte issues, and even liver damage. It's also important to note that Senna can interact with certain medications like blood thinners, diuretics, steroids, licorice root, and heart rhythm medication. If you have heart disease, inflammatory bowel disease, or liver disease, talk to your healthcare provider before implementing Senna into your supplementation. Senna is not recommended for pregnant or breastfeeding women. If you have conditions like Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, appendicitis, diarrhea, dehydration, abdominal pain, or any condition causing intestinal obstruction, you should not take Senna tea. The same goes if you have an allergy to Senna. Lastly, if you're taking diuretic, using Senna could unbalance potassium levels in your body. Did you know that Senna's effects can change when combined with other medications? Senna acts as a laxative, which can lower potassium levels in our body. This is important to note, especially if you're also taking diuretics, as they can have a similar effect with lowering potassium. Combining the two can lead to a significant decrease in your potassium level. There are also specific medications that you should just be cautious about while using Senna. For example, it's not recommended to take the heart medication digoxin with Senna, as this could increase the risk of side effects. Similarly, blood thinners like warfarin can have increased effects if taken with Senna. And as a word of caution about combining Senna with other laxative herbs, licorice, or horsetail, these combinations can lead to even more diarrhea and further decrease your potassium levels. When it comes to dosage, a typical dose of a Senna-based supplement is between 15 and 30 milligrams per day. But remember, it should not be longer for than a week. As for Senna teas, the dosing can be a lot more tricky. The concentration of Sennosides in the tea can vary quite a bit, depending on how long you steep it. On top of this, many commercial Senna teas don't clearly state the amount of Senna leaves used, especially if it's a blend of herbs. So what should you do? The safest approach is to follow the package instructions as best possible. Never take more than what's directed on the label. And if you're ever unsure, it's always a great idea to consult with a healthcare provider. As we wrap up, remember, while Senna tea is a popular remedy for constipation, it is not a remedy for weight loss, and it is not a detox or a cleanse. Misusing it this way can cause laxative dependence, liver damage, and other serious health problems as well. Also, be prepared for potential short-term side effects like stomach cramps and diarrhea. Thank you for watching this video today about Senna. If you found it helpful, please like the video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already for more upcoming health tips. Stay safe and make informed choices, and we'll see you next time with more helpful health topics. Until next time.